Yeah, obviously disappointing. I was probably disappointed with the first goal more than the second one, believe it or not. They've, from the long throw, they've had sort of 4 touches of the ball before we got sort of near enough to affect it, and obviously, it was a scrappy one to give away. The corner, potentially a foul, but still, I'd like it to be a little bit more stronger and be able to affect. Sam Hughes in his sort of run up to the goal, and you can't afford to give people free headers in the 6-yard box at any level.
They seem to stop you playing as well, sort of obviously pushing up when you're trying to play out from the back.
Yeah, I don't think that was the issue though. It's one of them where I think obviously we got in really, really good areas in the first half, and they've had to do 5 or 6 really, really good blocks with efforts on goal and dubious offside at times, but I think it's one of them where you have a goal that you give away, which is as disappointing as the first one, and we took at least 10 minutes to almost get that out of our system, and I think that's something that we can be certainly much better in games coming up, because the reality is we are going to concede goals. You just got to make sure you get it out of your system as quick as you can.
John Marquis, 2 goals in 2 games, poacher's finish.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we've wanted someone to certainly be there in that 6-yard box when the ball's coming into the box, and he was, and he's got his reward today from gambling to think that the ball will be there, and I'm delighted for him. Again, even after the goals, we've got into some fantastic positions in the box and picked wrong choices and been poor in our execution, but we've been good for 5 or 6, maybe even 7 games now, and the only critical thing I could say about the players today is how we sort of dealt with the set plays.
You talked about set plays before. Do you think there was a couple of substitutions for that second goal? Do you think that had an impact in terms of picking up players?
Possibly. Although the lad who scored was being picked up by the same player for the whole of the game, so a little bit. I mean, it's one of them. Obviously, we're delighted we got 75 minutes out of Jacko. The idea was to get anywhere, beyond 60 was a bonus. TJ obviously has been injured for a while, so to get him back on the pitch for a couple of weeks anyway. So getting back was pleasing, and obviously Bish has been sort of struggling a little bit with fatigue in his groin area. So we knew we were going to have to make the subs at some point, but possibly it did disrupt us slightly.
And it's just frustrating, isn't it? Because you have had that good run, and yet it feels like the teams around you have had a good run because you're not quite broken free of the ones below you.
No, listen, we are where we are for a reason, because ultimately we've not made the right decisions at the right time in certain areas of the pitch, and you put yourself under pressure by doing that, and no one's getting carried away within that dressing room. We know we're in for a scrap, and that scrap's going to continue for the next 15, 20 games or whatever it is that's left, and we're ready for it, we're prepared for it. I think we're certainly in a better position than we were sort of 6 weeks ago from a mentality point of view and a performance and form point of view.
And the nature of the league has been underlined. We've seen a 6-0 reverse for Sunderland today, a 70 win for Oxford against Gillingham. It's very topsy-turvy league.
It is, and if you're not on it right from the start, you get punished. You get punished against good sides, and obviously Bolton have had a really, really good window, spent quite a few quid, and they've definitely had the rewards for that today. But Oxford are a very well established side at this level, and a side that continually finish in the top 6 and will continue to finish in the top 6.
We asked you at the news Sunday, I know before the game, I'm just conscious some fans might have heard it. Just tell us a bit about him. Joined you yesterday from non-league. Yeah,
Charlie, very raw in terms of we come out of like academy type football with QPR, and he took a risk, and he made that decision himself to go and play men's football and try and have a career for himself. And we've been quite fortunate to I suppose win the race to sign him, and he'll sort of go back to Eastbourne and stay there till the end of the season, hopefully score more goals and join us in the summer.
You think you'll see more of that? Players who are in under 23 football who think, do you know what, yes, I may be picking up a decent salary, but I need to go down to go up?
I hope so for like new football's sake, because it's one of them where if your pathway is blocked for whatever reason, or you don't see yourself getting enough football, there's no reason why more players can't make a sideward step or a back step to then obviously make 2 steps forward.